Okay, so in the blue, playing Russ. Oh my god, this is a StriKeR versus SoldieR. Oh, that's really good. That's pretty good. Okay, so we have StriKeR once again playing Azuras. It seems like he wants to just get a couple of rounds in with the Rus, improve that build order. He had really good success going up against his opponent on the red, playing the front. It is SoldieR. SoldieR is an Age of Empires 3 player. He's pretty good. I think he also played a little bit of Age of Mythology once in a while. So that's really great. And you know what? I just realized I forgot to tweet this out. And I should really tweet this out. Give me a second, people. And I'm gonna mute myself. Otherwise, my keyboard is just gonna be like blah 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 blah. All right, there we go. Send it out a tweet. So, SoldieR, pretty standard builder for French, I would say. Getting the School of Cavalry, I'd imagine. Yes. The Rust player on the other side, StriKeR, is getting the Golden Gate. So he's gonna probably go for the same strategy. So you can see this time around, StriKeR had even more luck with his bounty, and he was able to actually capture a lot of the bounty that was around him map, a lot of the herd, a lot of the huntables. So this is really good. And this is, by the way, Altai. This is a map that has these two big mountain ranges in the middle. Or no, actually, this is not Altai. This is another different map. Because Altai usually spawns you in like something like this location, and you end up having like a corridor in which to fight. So this is not necessarily Altai. This is another different one. I just don't remember the name of it. I need to absolutely sneeze. All right, I'm back. So, key thing here, SoldieR is building up a wall, but that one is going to be stopped by the Rust scouts. That is not great, and that might also hint SoldieR that StriKeR is building up a lot of hunt at the moment because he saw him kill that hunt, and I would imagine he expects all of the hunt to be killed already. And I think he did a little bit of killing himself here with all of these ones. So at the moment, I think StriKeR is in a fantastic position because he has so much hunt. He at least has level 2, which provides him with extra gathering rate for his food, as well as his cabins producing a little bit more gold, 18 gold. And unfortunate thing is that he has them in the same place as his forest, so he's gonna need to build a hunting cabin over here probably to be able to get really good use of that extra gold. But at the moment, he can just buy and sell whatever he wants to do because that is what's gonna be working for him. Other side, SoldieR producing quite a few early knights. I would imagine he's going to be producing even more, but is he currently stuck? No, he's doing just fine. He's just producing them slowly but surely, and he's sending them all the way around. Where exactly is he sending them? Just to get an idea, let's chase this. He wants them to go straight into his opponent. He doesn't want them to rally anywhere. He just wants them to immediately find his opponent's base, which is pretty good. We'll see again if we catch anything by SoldieR here. It could be a really good offensive if this was gold. If this was gold, it would mean that, you know, StriKeR wouldn't have access to gold. He still has the cannon, but the cannon is not perfect. And immediately going into the professional scout, not waiting as long as the last time. I guess he wants to be able to produce out of these two DCs without having too much worry. And I would imagine StriKeR sees these. Yes, indeed. He sees the early knights. He's going to know that there is going to be aggression on this side. There is also aggression on this side, I think. Yeah, the 3 scouts just trying to get away with the sheep from the knight there. So it's really cool what SoldieR is doing right now. I would think what SoldieR's strategy is at this very moment is that he wants to be able to control where those 3 scouts go. He doesn't want them to be able to use the full potential of professional scouts to actually get any food back into it. Building an outpost now on the side of StriKeR to try and defend this wood line and the villagers within it is gonna get 1 kill here, I think. And it gets 1 kill. The knight is gonna take a little bit of damage, but not too much. And of course, this is gonna be an early knights versus early knights fight. The second TC here, well protected. It doesn't have to worry too much about it. Obviously not ideal overall, but what you'll have it. Here's the wall going up then for SoldieR, and a second TC finally on the wood line and gold. That's a pretty good TC to have, primarily when you're having to produce early knights, which costs you 100 gold. So you're going to need to be mining a lot of it. So knight versus knight fight. These knights have 29 damage as well, so they are equal in that sense. But of course, numbers can and do make wonders for a lot of things. So then we have here the scouts. The scouts have the professional scouts upgrades, I would think, at this point. Indeed they do. So now it's just a matter of trying to get those deer corpses back to the base. Getting a kill on the wolves is really nice overall. It means that there is fewer and fewer things for StriKeR to hunt. So if you can see, he is at 345, which is not gonna do him a lot of favors because he's missing that last level for his true potential. Oh man, my nose just wants to absolutely go haywire. It just wants to sneeze every time, and I'm just having to mute. So wall going up, full wall here for SoldieR to protect all of his food and his base. Oh man, that was a big sneeze. Ah, there we go. Now the knights making their way north. Makes a lot of sense because the scouts here are trying to destroy the gates. The gates have the same health as the wall itself, so it's not, a weak point or strong point. You still have to turn all of those down. I really like the position of the walls for SoldieR, not only because obviously they are on a sort of choke point, but mainly because they protect the mills from any sort of aggression from the early knights of StriKeR. The main problem is that I don't know if SoldieR wants to put himself in a position where he doesn't have complete control of the map, because if he doesn't have complete control of the map, these professional scouts are going to be able to constantly drop off fresh hunts for the Rust player, and that is always going to be kind of bad. You can see that immediately if we go into the income per minute, SoldieR is right now getting his hunts from here. As soon as that depletes, all of the other hunt will go the way of StriKeR. And StriKeR is actually planning to build up his own set of walls around his area. Oh, thank you so much, LC Danson. Thank you very much for the follow, mate. So yeah, we have SoldieR here playing as the French with his early knights, trying to wall off. They're probably gonna split the map. It is not right now a split that benefits StriKeR. StriKeR wants to be out there and getting all of those huntables back to his base. He wants to kill the wolf. He doesn't want the knight to kill it, but again, kind of lost out on that one. Is very unfortunate how he probably won't be able to ever get that 500, at least not in any reasonable amount of time until the Castle Age, because there's going to be a distinct lack of sheep, there's going to be a distinct lack of huntables in the coming minutes of the game, so he's probably going to be stuck at this tier 2, which is not bad, but it's not tier 3, and you kind of want to get all the advantages that you can. Poor little villager, oh no, the villager dies, and SoldieR's not going to be able to finish this wall with one single villager, he's going to need more. But that kind of plays into StriKeR's hands. He's walling off himself. He's going to be having a relic on his side. And, SoldieR could try to snap this one too, because StriKeR already has a second one. So he needs to be able to secure at least 2 relics to match. And then in the middle, there is a 5th one. So that is going to be in the long-term planning for both. In terms of their bases, they're expanding. They're getting more and more economy, getting a guild hall now for our SoldieR player, so that is going to be pulling him up into the next age. The guild hall, of course, is basically a bank that the more resources you put into it, the more resources you're going to be getting out of it. So you can always choose which resource you want to be able to get out of it for the moment. I'm going to mute for a second. I need to clean my nose. Alright, fantastic. So, we have the guild hall. This is going to be producing resources little by little. Still a couple of fights in the middle. StriKeR not getting this wild animals is not that great. I really do want to see him build up that bounty, because you can see that from wolves you get 25. So that is really what you want to be doing at this point in time. So the wall is completed for StriKeR. That is a fantastic way to kind of divide the map. SoldieR has the advantage here up north, and I would imagine StriKeR is going to be wanting to secure this area, so he has access to one of the relics that is right here. A bundle of archers and knights for StriKeR, I mean, that are going to be heading down here and breaking through, trying to get the mill on this side. So he needs to be careful. This is a pretty vulnerable location. If StriKeR gets through, he could kill the mill. He's going to be able to run through into the forest, and getting that wood eco would be pretty bad for him. 4 TCs now for the French player. That is a lot of TCs and a lot of economy that he wants to be able to pull up. And now the wall has come down. StriKeR is seeing, let's go ahead and see it from his perspective right now. He sees a few knights. I don't think he's going to be trying to push forth from that, but I'm surprised because he could. There are no spearmen on the other side, just the knights, and although the archers are not that great against knights, it's still a trade that he could be making. At the moment, I'm wondering if those knights have any sort of upgrades. I think they might. They have 4/4, so probably through the blacksmith he got a couple more, and the School of Cavalry, of course, also giving him a buff there and a discount on all of this. So StriKeR now moved up to the next age. A bunch of constructions here for the stables. I wonder with what he did. He did it with the Abbey of Trinity. So the Abbey of Trinity can produce warrior monks. It acts as a monastery as well. So all of those relics are going to be getting got for now. The warrior monks, of course, are spawned on horses, so they are much quicker than normal monks, meaning that StriKeR can go and grab those relics relatively easily. And as you can see, there are a couple that are up for grabs here. So third age, things are going to start to get a little bit more complicated because we're probably going to have some some siege. StriKeR now getting the knights upgrades. I want to see if SoldieR already has it. Yes, indeed, he has the veteran knights, so they're a little bit better. Well, a handful better than they normally would be. Going back into SoldieR's base, he's moving now into these farm eco. I believe either the French or the English are really good with farm eco, so it's one of the few things that he can do. He is going to have a little bit of a struggle getting forest. He is already going into that secondary, but it's not going to be perfect, or at least it's going to be far from perfect. On the other side, the Rust player still has a pretty good wood line right here, and another really good wood line right here to be able to make use of that. Getting a couple of houses now to keep an eye on the relic. Getting an outpost out here to start trying to take down those palisade walls, which, as you can see, have twice the health of normal wood walls. The blacksmith now getting the range armor. You're a good caster. Oh, thank you so much, man. Have a good night. Have a good one. Building a keep on the sacred site. So I think SoldieR is aiming to have a little bit of a sacred site win. That would be really interesting to see. I haven't seen too many sacred site wins. I know they exist, obviously, but it would be fun. And getting a stone wall built right here, that's incredible. Getting the stone wall is really, really nice. It basically guarantees that if StriKeR wants to come out from the north side, he's gonna have to build siege to be able to break it through, potentially things like mangonels and things like that, which is not, it's not cheap. You gotta build it, so he's gonna have to be fighting on this south side for a while. And we also saw fermentation or fertilization finish from this side of SoldieR. That's a really good upgrade. It means that his farms are going to be a little bit better over time. We can see a couple of knights that are going to end up being trapped by the villager on through the wall. I think they're going to be able to get out, but that would have been a little bit better south to be able to catch that. But yes, they're getting out. The villager should be finishing this. Yes, indeed, he is, or she is. Wall getting built up here. This is also kind of nice, but I think the warrior monk is gonna get to it much quicker. Yes, it would have been nice if SoldieR like set up a couple of archers here to kind of kill the monk archer when he came for that relic. But at the end of the day, what you're gonna do, you kind of have to do what you can with it. So now, mass of knights for the French player. We have a mass of units here for StriKeR. StriKeR has a really nice composition. He has knights, spearmen, and archers. That is really good overall because it means that when the knights are fighting the knights, the spearmen can go ahead and poke their opponents and get really, really good kills. It means that the archers can also assist from the back, and given that there are no spearmen on the side of SoldieR, those archers are just hitting the knights, and they might not be hitting for much, but they're hitting for enough to be a menace. So now StriKeR is getting that first sacred side. He is not going to be able to get the second one because SoldieR has a pretty good stronghold on it. SoldieR also getting a few more upgrades to boot and and getting another keep on the goal. So SoldieR wants to commit to kind of creeping on this way and protecting this area. He has really good control over all of the space. The forest here is going to be a very nice natural barrier that doesn't allow for any sort of flanking on this side, and the keep is just it's just gonna funnel people through. The mangonels are a pretty good addition as well. That is gonna mean that the army from StriKeR is not gonna be able to pull through. But as you might have noticed a few seconds ago, he finished up Siege Engineers, and Siege Engineers is a game. Siege Engineering, and is gonna be breaking down these walls. And without any sort of protection, it is going to be very difficult for SoldieR to fully capitalize on that. So you can see that now SoldieR pushing forward because he has to. Otherwise, this wall is going to come down. This other wall is not going to be finished in time for, you know, him to kind of protect it, and he's going to be able to rattle through. But it seems like the army of StriKeR is not moving just yet. So the Rams are just moving forward, and they're not going to allow this to build. And StriKeR wants a confrontation. Beautiful mangonel shot. That was really nice. That is like 10 or 15 archers killed. Again, the archers are not that important, but they are good enough. And now getting the spearmen is also fantastic. It means that getting every spearman down means that the knights are going to be much more powerful. The archers are getting killed by the knights though, and now more knights join him. That could turn sour any moment, all of these archers dying, and the knights have to build back. The French knights are trying to go toe-to-toe with the knights from the Rus, but they might not be able. And now that the mangonels are dead, the springles are the only thing holding back this knights and spearmen mass from approaching the keep. Will obviously be of really good use here in this stage, and getting a few more stables at the front to pull out more and more knights, but at the moment they are just pouring in, and this is going to be a difficult thing. You have the archery ranges behind. The good news is that keep is going to stay. There is nothing that will kill that keep at the moment, and there are a couple of Rams here that are doing absolutely nothing. They just kind of stayed on and are waiting for their, you know, what they have to do, but they don't know what they have to do yet. So getting now proper into his second woodline SoldieR, he's gonna have to grab more and more of that. The Rus player is immediately switching his economy to this farm base and forest base. He still has another forest. The French player has already decimated one of his. He has a second one and potentially a third one here. It is a little bit more open. It is gonna be a little bit more, you know, harder to find the moment to do it, particularly when that keep is now up, and one sacred site each essentially is not a capture, but it is effectively captured at the moment. So all of these tables are going to need to be building up a bunch of springle. I do like that. The main issue is that you are not going to be able to approach them too much, and the trebuchets now are getting ready to siege down this keep when time comes. So we have the wall. It was getting rebuilt, and now it's getting attacked again. It is unfortunate. The Rams are right there, so even if you have to destroy this and then be able to fully destroy the following Rams to be able to plug this hole, but I don't think he's gonna be able to, so he needs to retreat back. There is a missing piece of wall here. If StriKeR sees that, he does see it, so he should be able to just move south and secure that location. So neutralizing the sacred side, and wow, that's incredible. Putting the springles under the keep to be able to kill that trebuchet. Will he be able to get that final hit? No, one trebuchet goes down, but two remain, and losing a bunch of springles for it is not that worthy. Springles in general are somewhat cheap. They only cost 50 gold, but you know, you don't want to be throwing them away that much. Well, that's the emplacement. The actual springald, which I don't know where he has the. I think he was just building them on the field. Losing a couple of villagers there. That is kind of unfortunate. In terms of villager numbers, 121 for StriKeR. We have 140 for SoldieR. I don't know if I would say that's an economic lead, given the stage of the game at the moment. You could maybe argue that it is, but when you're having to throw units over and over and over, it might not be. And now this trebuchets could be in danger. I'm pretty sure one of them is gonna die, potentially a second one. We're gonna see, and if the second one dies, then that is just one trebuchet left to go. You can see here the siege workshops, the trebuchets, 500 wood, 250 gold. That is a lot of gold that you do not want to be losing, and you also don't want to be losing the wood. 3 relics now on this particular mosque or like monastery. That's really good, providing 300 gold a minute. It is a bunch of gold and mining even more. So right now gold is not a concern for StriKeR, but I don't think he has too many concerns. He just needs to be careful that there is nothing here that could attack him from the south and potentially siege down this keep. But the knights are moving forward. They're going to get one of the trebuchets. They're going to engage in a fight with the other knights. You should probably be trying to like manually aim at the trebuchets. Those are the valuable targets. And now I really like this from SoldieR. He's getting crossbowmen. They are going to be super good against those knights because they can penetrate a lot of their armor really quickly. But the keep just has 10 villagers in it, and all of those villagers are manning the guns and getting ready for a fierce fight. I would like to see something like a spring emplacement getting built there in the keep, because it would allow him to kind of try to snipe out some of the tougher units. And another keep for SoldieR, move it up now into the gold right in the middle. So SoldieR has a really good control of the middle. I don't think StriKeR is too worried about that, but maybe he should be. I don't think that he's going to be taking it lightly, to say the least. Neither player moving up to the Imperial Age just yet. Of course, Imperial Age is when you get some of the bigger and more powerful siege weapons to be able to siege down these locations without the use of trebuchets. And SoldieR just pushing him back off the gold, finishing the castle right here, and kind of neutralizing the sacred site. The sacred sites, of course, I believe they also give you gold for controlling them, so you want to control them as much as possible. So let's go ahead and check. The things are going over here. They look fine. He's gonna go for another forward castle. 2 castles now right here on a little bit of a race. I wonder who's gonna be able to build it first. There is one keep that is in range of the other one to get and protect. The Springles are now right here attacking the knights from StriKeR. I wonder who is going to be coming out on top. It is a terrible fight for either player. Neither wants to give up this location, and I think SoldieR's castle is going to be going up first. And if SoldieR is also able to decimate the villagers from StriKeR, that will be massive. But no, it is a StriKeR going down first. I think he had enough villagers, but the keep for both players is gonna start. And you know, the English might get the network of castles upgrade, but you know, the network of castle influence, but I think this is the true network of castles. Look at this, going with the double trebuchet now to trap down this forward castle. It is in a precarious position, and if StriKeR loses this, it's also going to mean that the other trebuchets are going to be able to hit this location too. And if there are no castles protecting this middle area, these 2 gold locations are going to be gone. And if we look further south, these walls, although they are somewhat destroyed, they are still there. And you know, SoldieR could try and go south to start breaking down some of the defenses the StriKeR has on him. So right now, 1,000 score difference between the 2 players. It is a very close difference, even though they have that 1,000 difference. And StriKeR's other castle, I think it's just gonna be cancelled. I don't see it how it can go up. Maybe if you sacrifice villagers. And SoldieR is saying, you know what? We're just gonna make the sacred side a bunch of castles, and SoldieR's gonna be trapping down more and more locations. I don't think StriKeR is producing trebuchets out of this ones, I think. No, he's not. What is he producing out of those ones? Let me just change here. And it's Springles. He wants to get rid of the trebuchets. And this is gonna be going down to a Shreb war and a castle war. StriKeR's castle here ended up getting built, but I don't know at what cost. The trebuchets are right there. They're going to be hammering down that structure. SoldieR's castles are completely intact, more or less. They don't have to worry too much about it. And looking at SoldieR, SoldieR is still in H3. StriKeR moved up in H, so he's going to be getting that final line of upgrades, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Right now, the keeps are fighting over these locations. And here's the important part. SoldieR doesn't have to try and go into his opponent's base. He can just try to get a monk in here once he destroys this keep and capture this sacred site. And if he maintains that and this sacred site for 10 minutes, he's gonna have the victory. And I love this. The gold is getting closer and closer to be fully mined out. Only 4,000 gold left here, and you can see all of the villagers just doing their best to gather as much gold as they possibly can. And the trebuchets hammering down on this final place, getting all the gold that he can, StriKeR, while he has the protection from that keep. And down in the south, markets now getting ready for the side of SoldieR. He realizes that he needs to be able to maintain the production of gold over time, and the markets is one of the few things, is one of the few ways that you can do that. And you can see more markets here being made and trading with this one. I think that he's gonna build, yeah, he's probably making this market to go down south into this one and getting almost the maximum thing that he can for them, while in the middle the keep is gonna go down. And now there is no static defenses for the side of StriKeR, but he has something else. He has the StriKeR. He has a way to destroy all of these units. The StriKeRs are a fantastic unit because they have their static deployment. It gives them an amazing amount of damage. It gives them an amazing amount of force to be able to put into the field. And I mean, this is going to be a little bit of a stalemate, I think, for a little while. It is the Eastern Front, and neither player is going to be looking to sort of get ahead of themselves and overextend too early. Now trying to open up a way into the markets for Rust, that is a really good idea for SoldieR, because if he is able to do that, if he is able to run, you know, and create chaos in this area, that is going to be troops that StriKeR is going to need to pull from this main front, and SoldieR can just ignore that. He has a bunch of keeps up here that are gonna take a lot of time to trap down or even to just try to destroy outright. Oh man, things are heating up. More siege workshops getting built, and all of these siege workshops are gonna be trying to get more and more units out there. Sorry, had to clean my nose again. So, another palisade wall, the fortified palisade wall going behind the StriKeR's market, essentially, because he knows that he needs to protect this area. He doesn't have, he needs to keep the markets alive, because the markets are going to be the thing that keeps him alive in the long term of this matchup. And man, what a stalemate. It is a 33-minute long stalemate so far. It is going to be absolutely massive. What an incredible match that my voice is not able to handle completely. So the StriKeRs are going to be a really good way to maintain these elite Royal Knights at bay. They have really good damage, and the Springles are also fantastic for this. You can see that they are getting really good snipes onto the crossbowmen, and now the Springle versus Springle started. They're going to be trying to destroy each other as much as possible. You can see the StriKeRs now deploying and firing. That's a lot of fire, and that's a lot of damage. I don't know if this is an engagement that SoldieR would really like. I would have liked him to wait until his keep was built to be able to have a little bit more support here. Remember that all of these keeps are just basic keeps. They don't have emplacement, they don't have anything else with them. They can only shoot one arrow at a time. If they had the villagers up here, they would be a lot more deadly, but that is what he has to contend to. And now cannons for the French player. Cannons are really powerful. They're going to be able to destroy the Springles super quick. And then the trebuchets from the back are going to be dealing a lot of damage to these siege weapons buildings. Siege engineer buildings? Siege workshops. There we go. So finding up front now, just trying to open up the space, get a way in, a little bit of a two front, a little bit of a just holding and seeing what can be done. And right now, one sacred site is being captured by our good friend SoldieR. I would imagine this other sacred site is going to be captured in the monument as well. And if that's the case, then that gives us 10 minutes for StriKeR to try and find a way to break through all of this. You can see that a lot of farms have gone down. Income for both players is relatively the same. There's a lot more stone being mined by StriKeR, but at this point it's not really what you care too much about. What you really care about is what can each player do to win this game. You can see that SoldieR has a whole lot of resources that he wants to make use of, and StriKeR not so much. He's going to be having to buy and sell a lot from the Golden Gate to be able to keep up gold-wise. And you can see immediately going in and selling a bunch of things to get some more gold into those coffers. And with the castles up here and so many units now pushing forward, as soon as that place is captured, you can see here grabbing the relic. Is he gonna be moving up? It's gonna be moving up with the relic into the sacred site. And if that sacred site is captured and StriKeR doesn't have a way to actually finish this fight and, you know, try to get one of those two back into his hand, he's gonna be in trouble. And now the palisade wall broken here. Will keep people at bay, but who knows for how long. There are just so many siege weapons for the side of SoldieR, burning down now the economy, a little bit of the economy here for StriKeR, going up into the Strelkis and into the cannons, the bombards, taking a lot of damage here with those knights, and the knights dealing a lot of damage to those Strelkis, but it's not going to be enough. The Springles and the French cannons are incredibly powerful, and they're trying to destroy everything they can, but they lose it. Springles also now up front and is going to be pushed back, but here's a sacred site capture. Once that starts, it's going to be 10 minutes until we have a winner. And at the moment, I think things are looking bad for StriKeR. That sacred site is captured. That is also going to be providing a little bit of gold to the side of SoldieR. And you can see the amount of castles here. It is not good, my dudes. SoldieR is going to go for a full defensive mode, getting another keep built by all his villagers, and he doesn't care too much about losing them. They already did everything they had to do. They got the win, and that is enough. They don't have to do anything else. Getting a few more outposts as well. I would like to see a couple of Springle upgrades here to be able to just kind of secure this location as much as possible, but you know, he doesn't really have to. He just needs to be able to maintain this. And anything that StriKeR puts out now is under threat, because even if you get some nice trebuchets, you're gonna need to treb 6 castles to be able to get to this one sacred site. And that's even before you try to get to this sacred site. And that's even before thinking that this place is getting trapped down. And losing this keep will mean all will not survive the end game of Age of Empires 4. This is looking dire and dire. And oh my god, the trebuchets are moving forward, but the castle is not dead yet. I know it's burning, but like, come on, SoldieR, you don't have to like do this. That is a little bit of a BM. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't intentional. It was just moving it forward, but you know, it's really fun that it happens. Springles now attacking the bombard cannons, get one down. The second one is going to go down in a moment. And you can see the amount of outposts, the amount of defenses here. It is just too much. And I think he's going to call it GG in a second. I saw the time right now. Sorry, I know who is probably going to be winning this and who's going to be GGing their way out, but I mean, what a game. I think StriKeR, he had a really good opportunity with the hunt, didn't really get to that final bounty level, and then it was quite a bit difficult to get control over the map. SoldieR played it amazingly well and just capturing everything he needed to do here. Growing his economy, he was able to out macro StriKeR in a really nice way to be able to functionally push forward with these castles, make sure that he was never able to have a mass of opponents, and now trying to go mass rams. It would have been a nice strategy, but you know, he just needed more rams, more trebuchets early in the fight to be able to actually secure this and secure the sacred site, secure the middle of the map, and be able to have a longer term fight, because at this point, even if he's able to push back, there is a nice full forest that he doesn't have to worry about. And right now StriKeR just doesn't have the liberty to not care about any of this. He's building SoldieR is building another keep forward, so he's just gonna be creeping on with the keeps. He's trying to push forward now, SoldieR with those rams, and I don't think they're gonna last too long with the Springles and with everything else that is around here. All of these outposts full of villagers are just shooting away at the StriKeRs, and they might not deal, you know, a massive amount of damage, but they deal enough damage to push them forward, to push them back, and have to essentially concede, because this is gonna be a nice and quick GG. There is no way to get those sacred sites uncapped in time, and StriKeR is gonna bow out. We saw him win against Kama, and now he's gonna have to lose against SoldieR, who's honestly a fantastic player, so, you know, no shame in either game.